All right, welcome back. It's the Gamechanger. So in today's video, I'll be doing a how to cut your own hair tutorial, something quick and easy, no long form video, something 10, 11 minutes. I'm gonna get you in and get you out. I'm gonna teach you what clippers to use and why to use that certain clipper techniques. I'm gonna show you why I do what I do. In case you need to cut your kids' hair, tighten yourself up, straighten yourself up, something that gets you through the week, the day, the month, or the year, just if you just don't have the finances to go to the barber right now. I kind of procrastinate this a lot. As you can see, it's been a while. First, I gotta wash my hair. It's a little dirty, and then we're gonna get straight to the cut. So you all stay tuned, and let's get to this. All right, so look, there's not many tips I have for you here besides washing your hair, but one thing I do have is this scalp scrubber. I'll put the link for it in the bio. Works really good for cleaning that dirt and dandruff out your hair. Other than that, just wash your hair. Yeah. Oh, shout out to my wife for letting me use the kitchen sink. What I like about this scalp scrubber, it's hard rubber. It's not hard plastic. It's massaging the scalp while also cleaning at the same time. Next step, let's go. Just wash my hair. Now what you didn't see, I like to let the hair air dry. Why? Because when you use the blow dryer directly before your haircut, you really dry the hair out. The hair kind of stands up. Now we have techniques to actually to manipulate that at the end, but the way we're going to break this video down is first we're going to talk about what type of clippers we use and why. Different type of fading techniques. I'll show you examples of how to fade away from the scalp. Then we'll get into the haircut. We'll talk about the desired length, how to taper the fade, techniques and steps that we use to get the best blend possible. Then we'll talk about how to manipulate the hair at the end after the edge up to get that nice desired look. Okay, so when it comes to clippers, there's a wide assortment of types, brands. We're gonna just stick to a type, not so much a brand. If you get a high quality professional grade clipper, you don't have to worry about the brand. So the type of clipper that we're gonna taper with is, we'll call it a fading clipper. It has a lever. It has an adjustable lever on the side. If you have a clipper with an adjustable lever, that's a good clipper for fading because now you can go in between sizes so that you can get a nice fade or transition. Now, to be effective and make this quick and easy, I'll use this same clipper to actually cut the hair down. So we'll only use two clippers. This is gonna be our fading clipper with the lever and the clipper we use to cut the hair down. Now, when it comes to the edge up, we're gonna use this trimmer, right? A trimmer is a clipper that you use, has a sharper edge, the blade is closer together, and it gives a sharp look on that edge up. And also make sure me using a razor. I love using a razor. So we're gonna use the 2 guard, which is equivalent to the 1/4 guard, 1 guard, which is equivalent to the 1/8 guard, 1.5, which is most commonly referred to as, can I get a wavelength guard, or the 1.5 or the 3/16 guard. So these are the 3 guards that we'll use, and I'll explain them as we go along. Taper comb is fatter on one end, gets smaller and shorter on the other end. So the more you get into that fade, the more detailed you can comb the hair. First step, we're gonna comb our hair down because we gotta cut it down. Now, when it comes to finding the desired length, remember, you can always take more hair off. You can't put my hair on. So I'll start with a larger guard to see what it does. So the largest guard that I have is a 2. So take the 2, cut down. If enough comes off, you don't like it, you take it down more, but I actually like the 2, so I'll leave it at the 2 because I'll lay it down at the end. If I didn't like the 2, I would have took the 1.5 guard and gradually go down. So now I just cut it down to the desired length. Let's remember, the reason why we use a comb is we cut in between strokes instead of a brush is because when you use a brush, it clumps the hair together. A comb keeps the hair spaced, so that way the clippers will not take off too much hair at one time. All right, so the most important thing when cutting your hair is the fade technique, how you position the clipper and how you actually transition out that fade. So I think a lot of mistakes happen when people fade. Like, this is the skin, this is the hair. People fade, I hope they can see this well, to the scalp. They push up. Well, really what you're trying to do is fade up and out. So you're pulling out kind of like a C motion. You're pulling out, boom, and you're fading out, right? So what I'm doing is I'm actually pulling away as I go up. So when you go up even and then try to pull away, you're not creating that gradual fade. So it's easier said than done. That's why repetition is better. That's why you want to put 4 fingers on the back side, 1 thumb on top, kind of put your thumb on the front neck, and just also don't choke the clippers. You don't want to fight the clippers. You want to have a nice loose grip and just kind of pull out, right? The more smooth my wrist can be, the more smoother the transition will be. When it comes to my fading technique, I have 4 steps. I have the primary line, secondary line, primary section, and secondary section. And the primary line is basically the line that separates the hair from the skin. So I'm doing the ball taper. This is the primary line. The secondary section will separate the light hair from the dark hair. So that's the secondary section. Primary line, primary section, secondary section. Those are the 4 steps. When you break it down that easy, it makes it much easier to follow and get a smooth transition. Now, after I get my sections, what I'm gonna do is blend the primary line into the primary section. When it comes to blending and fading these sections, you don't want to take it away, you just want to blend it in. Now that I have the primary line blended into the primary section, now it's time to debulk. Debulking is when I take the thickness out of this secondary section to make it lighter, so that when I fade it, it'll be a nice smooth transition. Remember, I have a 2 on top, so I'm going to debulk with a guard that's 1 underneath that, which is the 1.5. All right, so now after we've debulked with our 1.5, we'll take our 1 guard to debulk a little more. What we're doing is we're gradually taking the depth and the density of that hair down, so that way when it's time to fade these sections together, it'll be an easy transition. One guard. I pull the ear down to make sure that I fade and debulk behind the ear as well. Remember, fade away, fade out. Never just straight up, fade out at all times. All right, so now that you debulked with the 1.5 and the 1, it's time to blend this. If you can see it, it's still there, but you see how we debulked, we made it lighter. It's time to blend the secondary line into the secondary section. One important tip, right, that I want to mention, the lever. The more deep you go into the hair, the more open the lever should be. The lighter the area, the more you can close the lever. Now, I'm going to link a very detailed version of a self-cut tutorial that I did, 35 minutes long, but it goes in depth on all of these steps. This is more of a concise, a shortened, compressed version. All right, so now that we have our taper in, I'm gonna give you a tip, right? So we got the taper in on both sides. To get a great finished look, you want to use soap and water and a hot rag. So what I'm gonna do, because right now my hair is standing up, I did the wash, it's puffy. I want to make it look nice and crisp and clean. I'm gonna take a warm rag with soap, put it along my edges and along the taper spots. Put the warm rag on for about 15 to 20 seconds. And watch what happens. Watch how it lays the hair down. So what you even can do is brush, right? I haven't had a haircut in about a month and a half, so I can even brush those waves back down. But really I want that edge up to lay down, and I want the taper to lay down so I can see what that final look is gonna be, and if I need to clean up any areas on the taper. All right, so when you put the warm rag on, I prefer this really hot, as hot as you can probably stand it. Warm, why? Because it softens the cuticle, the outer layer of the hair, which helps it lay down, and you can manipulate it much, much easier. So let this sit. Now it's time to take it off. Rub the soap out. So after we get all this soap out of our hair, what we can do now is study the taper to see if there's any areas we need to fix. All right, so now that we got the taper in, we cleaned it up, it looks pretty solid, right? I like it, it looks good. When it's time to edge your hair up, the hardest part is using the trimmer, because sometimes the vibration of the clippers makes the hair run. So how we can counter that is by using holding spray. So what we do is spray a modest amount, not too modest, on the edge up, let it sit for about 10-15 seconds. What it does is hardens the hair, so when the vibration from the clippers hits the skin, the hair won't move, it's stiff. All right, so we want to keep the edge up as natural as possible. So just to go over it a few times. supernatural. Follow the curve. All right, so there you have it. How to do a taper quick and easy. All right, so I hope those steps help you gain the look that you desire. Remember, when you're doing a self-cut, never chase perfection. The more you think you find things and you try to hit them, the more likely a chance of you messing up. So take what you can get, something nice, clean, and sharp. Remember, if you're looking for a more long-form version of the same haircut, I'll leave a link in the bio. It's a 35-minute tutorial. I kind of break down those steps even more. But again, this is quick and easy. I hope it helped. My birthday's tomorrow. I feel good. I believe I look good. And if you like the cut, let me know by leaving a like, share, and please subscribe and comment. Take care. Hope you enjoy. Game Changer out.